Hey guys, welcome back to the Blood Bank application series. In this video, we will be continuing by making our login page for this application. So let's get started. Firstly, we will be creating new activity. For that, right click on this activity package. Activity and an empty activity. Simply name and log it. So in this video, we'll be making this UI, this layout, and hooking it up with the database. It won't be a big video like last two videos because we are not going to go into each and every detail in this video. We have done those things before. So in this video, I'm just gonna show you what code to write. Okay, so let's get started. Firstly, we need to create the UI here. So let me just change this to linear layout because that's very easy and you don't have to worry about anything. Or maybe let's just make this one a scroll view because we want it to be resized for each and every screen, that's why. So I want this logo here. So for that, let's just use Figma. So I want this whole logo at once. So it's already grouped. You can use this asset. I will link the file in the description. Kindly find it and you can also use this. Click on this export and export group. So this will export this logo. I will just copy the logo and paste it inside drawable folder like this. So we need some more spacing up top. Okay, so our UI is pretty much ready. So now come to your file manager, which is this URL, and I guess by now you already know how to reach here, and then click on new file. We need a new script that will handle the login procedure. So type the name and create it, and now we are gonna write the code. So this is the script that I wrote. Let me just zoom in for you guys. So firstly we are including the init.php, then we are getting the number and password from post method. Then we have written a simple query. We are selecting everything from user table where number equals to this number and password equals to this password. Then we are running this query using the function mysqli query and storing the result in this variable. Later we are checking if result, how many rows are there actually in the result. So this is the function in mysqli which is predefined in the library. It says that mysqli num rows is greater than 0 or not. If it's 0, it's true, and if it's true, that means that the details exist in the table and the user exists for the number and password. So this is a very simple validation. It's not hard and fast rule to use this much simple validation every time. You can always use encrypted passwords and things like that, where you will be first storing them as encrypted passwords. Right now we are storing them as plain text password, so that's something we will look into in some future videos. For now, this is very simple login form, and if the user exists for that username and password, we are returning success, and else we are saying invalid credentials. Let's save and close this file. Okay, so it's saved, and so we completed the layout file. Now we will start writing the activity for this. We have to edit text, a button, and a clickable sign up button, which is a text view. So we need okay. So far we have created variables for edit text, button, and text view, and we are binding these objects to the XML file, and we have set it an on click listener for sign up text, so that on clicking on it this code will get executed, which is nothing but to launch the register activity. Next up we have the submit button, and on clicking on that, first thing that's gonna happen is we are gonna set the error message for these number and password edit text as null. We'll come back to that later. Next we are creating these two objects, number and password, and initializing them with whatever is the value of number and password at that moment when you click the button. So number et.getText to string will get the text and assign it in this number. Later we are validating if the number and password is okay. So what's happening in isValid function is checking whether number or password are empty. If number is empty, then we are showing the message by a toast, and also setting the error message for the number edit text and returning false. So this won't let this login function get executed. If password is empty, we are doing the same thing. And in login function, we are gonna write something similar to what we wrote in register.php. So we will use the same code that's available here. So I want you guys to copy from here and paste it here. And we will remove the unnecessary things that we have here. So let's see what we have done in this function. Okay, so we are using the string request that we did here in the register page as well. So this code you are already familiar with. We created a new endpoint for login URL, and as you can see, our login URL is base URL plus login.php, the name of the file that we just created. Now in login activity.java, if the response is success, then we are showing this response and starting the new activity, which will be main activity this time, and we want to finish this activity so that if the user press back, he doesn't comes back to login activity when he's on main activity. And the parents that we are passing this time are only password and number, and then we are just simply adding these request that we created, this string request to Wally Singleton request queue. Launch login activity as the next activity, meaning this activity we need to change the background color also. So this is pretty much standard UI. Yes, and now it looks fine, and we can start testing our application.